into my creative efforts to make a true difference every day, though. But it's every day, and I think
I'm sure that's exhausting.
Yeah.
Let me get a social media comment and we'll jump back in. Our brother Shaq says, I think it's more of we're not built like that. Is we don't have the stories of people that back the cause and push the vision. We spend more time infighting than we do uplifting. Absolutely agree with that.
And all it takes is 7 or 2 or 3. The Black Panthers didn't have a large number, but you posted something on social media about the gun rally.
I'm all for that.
Yeah. So like, how many it wasn't over 500 Black Panthers. It wasn't thousands of Black Panthers. They were a small group knit that decided to make a difference. So just like we go back to that mom, like Coretta didn't ball up into a hole and be like, let the grief destroy her. She knew that she had to be strong.
She probably did at night. She probably did at night, but it's a difference between,
She had to play a part in public. She knew what she was getting into. She was a man like Martin. She knew how she had to carry herself. Yeah. But there's lonely, dark nights, moments that you just break.
Yeah.
Why do I have to be strong?
It's moments.
Why do I have to carry the load? Why can't I just be a regular schmegular?
After we ask those questions, we have to come up with those solutions.
And then it's like you gotta brush it off and be like,
we determine what regular is.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because the unfortunate reality is our people have gotten used to trauma because we've always had to deal with it. Even if it isn't you. Even if it's not you, you got somebody close to you that has been through it.
Yeah.
If I just go through my family, and I don't call out anybody specifically, but I'm just gonna name a few things, right? Just my family. I got convicted murderers. I got people that's incarcerated for the rest of their life. I got people that are elected officials. I got a former National Football League player. I got doctors, I got lawyers, I got all of that. You know what I'm saying? And convicted murderers.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So us, black folk, we've been through a lot of stuff. Yeah. And they talk about the civil rights bills and all that kind of stuff and how it affects us. It's only 50 years ago. It's only 50 years ago.
A person ago.
Only, not even a person.
Not even a person's middle life crisis. Yeah, exactly. Even going back to Elijah's point and your point, we got to start telling more of the whole story.
Yes.
Like literally the whole story. I think people see things like the Malcolm X movie when he got that guy released from jail and all of them were standing out front and he gave the one command. Someone may see that scene and say, I don't have 200 brothers to stand with me. What I'm doing is not enough. Yeah. But we're true to show that it is.
Yes, I mean, and I like that. I like that example. If you look at Martin Luther King, we know he didn't have no money. He died poor. Yeah. So how did he eat when he was going down the town?
Friends and family.
Where did he sleep?
I lie to you not.
Supporters.
When my homelessness, right? Like these past 2 years, I went from homeless to like doing Facebook Lives in the back of a car, sleeping on my mom's sun porch. And at the end of the day, when I was out in public, I was still motivation and work. And that right there, being that, allowed me to get hotel stays for a week by people that never knew me, but because I kept a smile on my face and it was something inside of me saying, yo, this guy needs help. Yeah. Right. And them talking and me being able to be, it's emotional control. That's one of the things that, like, Martin is a powerful speaker, but if you lose control of your emotion, you lose the audience. Yeah. So it's a lot of emotional control that goes into being a leader of your community. Yeah. Because just like we take it back to the scriptures in the Bible, I like the stories of the Bible, not so much the references. I like the stories. Moses didn't even make it to the promised land because one, he was going back and forth with himself and his people that didn't even ride with him.
Yeah. I'm glad you made that point. I talked about this story. It's not really my story. It's my brother Caleb's story. Everybody knows my best friend from childhood back in Jersey City. And his grandmother would tell us a story about 1966 or 7. Martin Luther King came to Jersey City to Metropolitan Baptist Church. That's the big church in town. Large chunks of my family go there, large chunks of his family goes. Big church. And you had a whole host of people that was like, oh, hell no, we can't just come here. Because then they're going to piss off the few good white folks we got left.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So you had to deal with that. You know, Martin Luther King smoked cigarettes and had a girlfriend. I mean, it's what it is.
Right.
You know, we talk about telling the whole story.
Right.
The whole story. We got to tell the whole story.
He loved the lady.
He had girlfriends.
You know, Ray Charles in him.
He smoked cigarettes and liquor sometimes.
He had my hell yeah, be like, yo, boo, can you call me? And look, I just need to hear your voice. Because this is the thing. I'm glad you brought that up because one of the things, not condoning infidelity in any way, but being able to communicate and articulate with your significant others. Like, I need a Mahalia to sing to me at 2 o'clock in the morning because you can't even sing.
Yeah.
So, like, I know you want to, but I need that.
Yeah.
So, in being able to articulate that, just like how you said, Connectah she was lonely afterwards. I don't think she was lonely because she watched God walk through Martin.
Yeah.
And after he left, I know God took care of her.
Yeah.
And to the point where she could have conversations with, because I like.
That's a lot.
Yeah, okay.
That's a lot. You know, we just talked about this on Throughout Queens. Again,
You see how
you get to it. Like, yeah, it's double team that
talked about the fact that Lonnie Love said that black men cheat because they were separated during slavery. I feel like, again, it's just
Which
a
is
human.
nonsense.
It's nonsense because she hasn't dated all black men. That's not a characteristic of everyone, but it is a reality. We have been separated often, and again, we're human. So we have to acknowledge that. Connectah was absolutely lonely.
Yep.
Connectah absolutely never married again because what man could step into the shoes of that man that probably cared for her and took care of her, and at the same time, even though he loved the ladies, she knew what she had to do to maintain daily. She was white.
Who is trying to holler at Martin Luther King's wife?
Right. What kind of black dude are you? I'm
pretty sure his people had her covered at the crib.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm pretty sure
she was taken care of.
Covered at the crib.
And this is the thing. This just goes back to just a strong black woman. Just because we know God took care of her, because we know He did, and we know she could handle it, and we know she had resources.
Yeah.
She went through some internal turmoil, period. And women are just finally being able to use our voice a little bit stronger.
Yeah.
That's really just, again, telling the whole story.
Yeah.
We lonely as hell.
Yeah.
Especially if your husband's been killed. You know what I mean? And who else could she talk to that could relate on that level?
I'm actually glad you brought that point up because it reminds me of the camaraderie that she had with Sister Betty Shabbat.
Yes, thank God.
As well as Murray Ellis.
So the same kind of women like Trayvon Martin's mom.
Again, the safety and the sanctity of having women friends, it's one thing to have your group of sisters, but if you're the only sister, and I can speak from existence, whose son is incarcerated and it's time for everyone to go back to school.
Yeah, you don't.
I have no one.
You don't want that club. You don't want to be a part of that club.
Yeah.
So, and just take it back to how far would Martin would feel a disconnect, and just to bring it back to that, we don't have any neighborhoods or villages where we are actually together. There's a togetherness. There's like no sister. The villages are broken.
Yeah.
So you on a block where you don't even know your neighbor. You're in a housing complex where you don't even talk to the person that live right next door to you.
Or we're one of many, the only black people that work in your neighborhood.
Just because, okay, so your terminology village was more physical back in the day. Social media has given us a way to be a village without being physical.
Facts.
Okay, so right now, I'm in an artist group, Shady Hoops, and it's Tayshawn, me, Tasha, Friday. All of us are single moms. Tayshawn is the only one with no kids. Tayshawn works with youth group. So Tayshawn works well with kids. So Tayshawn's little big brother. So we know when we need a moment, we have a musical village where we know I need to talk. I need a minute. I need food. We need a fellowship. We need to come together. We need to work. I need you. I just need it. Right. Tayshawn, come over here and talk to my son because he's bugging.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it's not physical like it used to be down the street, around the corner.
Or in the church heavy.
Or in the church heavy. Because now everybody don't go to church as much because we're honing in different spiritual vibrations. So that's a good thing too. But at the same time, you can use social media to your advantage, but you just have to recognize I need a village. And I need these type of people in my village. Where are they? and you have to really do the research and seek out like-minded people.
Yeah.
That's my mantra for like the rest of my life, is being around like-minded or people that are a little bit more advanced than where they're going. So I can be like, oh, I wanna pick your brain. You know what I'm saying? So to me, it's a village. You just have to acknowledge you need a village.
No, I agree, and that's the whole thing about like our community.